This video is brought to you by NordVPN. Stay tuned until later in the video where you can learn about a service that will make surfing the internet all the safer. Alright, so who else had a good feeling about this movie? Put your hands down, you ain't special. I'm just gonna come out and say what most of you are probably already thinking. K-Pop Demon Hunters is amazing. In fact, I'd say it's probably my second favorite animated movie of the year so far. Sorry guys, but Neja 2 is just that life-changing. But that's not to discredit this movie, because after watching it, I was just left sitting there wondering, why didn't this get a theatrical release? It's so good! Like, what, was it to avoid competition with Elio? Because, sure, I liked Elio, but come on, this blows it out of the water so hard. And it seems that I'm not the only person who thinks that. At the time of me recording this, the movie's only been out for about a week or so, and it has already taken over everyone's minds. Both because the movie is really good, but also in the music. Oh my god, we really are looking at another KDA situation where an animated K-pop band is going to dominate the charts everywhere. And it has. I'm not even that big of a K-pop fan, honestly, and yet this movie's music has been on repeat on my playlist for days now. Your Idol, Free, How It's Done. Is that what we're telling Disney? How it's done, because it wouldn't surprise me. But one thing I wasn't expecting with this movie at all was just how deep it could be. I mean, sure, I saw the trailers and went, ooh, it's from Sony Animation, and it's got a Spider-Verse look to it. Sick! But I wasn't expecting something that could be considered on par with the Spider-Verse movies, not from K-Pop Demon Hunters, but damn, was I wrong. Now, granted, I don't think it is as good as either of the Spider-Verse films, but it comes pretty close, and the fact that it does really speaks to how much the team cooked over the last 9 years that it apparently took to make it. Either way, though, I wanted this review to focus primarily on one element that this movie did exceedingly well, something I wasn't expecting at all out of it, and that is its depiction of prejudice, fear, trauma, and learning to move on from it. Yeah, I could say the generic things like, wow, the animation is amazing, wow, the songs are so good, and yeah, they are, and I'll talk about why later, but mainly I want to focus on how this movie wrote its characters, the music, and how they all correlate to the themes, and just how impactful they are. So, let's start off with the best thing about this movie, the hunters themselves.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
So first, a little context. Since the beginning of whenever, demons have fed on the souls of the innocent until a group of women, using their voices, rose up as demon hunters to beat them off.
You know what I mean.
They then used their voices to create the Hon Moon, a barrier made from the unity of the people that keeps demons trapped in the underworld. Over the generations, new warriors were chosen to keep empowering the Hon Moon until it turns golden. When it turns golden, the demons will be trapped forever. Over the generations, we got various kinds of warriors in the form of a jazz group, a disco group, an R&B group, and now a K-pop group. Which can only mean the next logical step is heavy metal, right? Like, seriously, Sony, with this animation, a heavy metal movie would go so fucking hard. That's all I'm saying. So this new generation is Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. And I'm just gonna come out and say it, I would die for all of them. They're all just so well-rounded and realized, and also just really freaking funny. And I'm not just talking about the great expressions they have throughout the movie, but mostly in their chemistry with each other. You really believe that these three aren't just a band, they're like sisters, and you see their bond play out well. Zoe is the giggly little sister, who's also the rapper and lyricist of the group. Mira is the edgy bad girl of the group, and the choreographer. And finally, there's Rumi, who's the lead vocalist and also the most hard-working member in the crew, in that she's a total workaholic who has the group keep pushing to have the Hon Moon turn to gold, much to the other girls' disappointment as all they want to do is sit on their couch. Each and every member has something that makes them stand out, from little quirky moments that are funny to their backstories and how it affects their mindsets. Like, you never would have guessed just how much anxiety all three of them have when it comes to their bond as a group. Zoe is a mixed kid from America who moved to Korea to get in touch with that side of herself, but still never felt like she found her own place. Mira is a problem child who grew up in a rich family, but was eventually disowned by them, making her believe she doesn't deserve people in her life. But then there's Rumi. Yeah, she's half demon. It turns out her mother, who was a hunter, fell in love with a demon and had a kid with him before she died, leaving another hunter named Celine to raise her into hiding her patterns. Demons have these patterns on their bodies that give them away, and now Rumi must hide them from her friends since those with patterns have to die. This is the reason why she rushed the group's vacation from 2 weeks to about an hour, I guess. Because she believes once the home moon is golden, this also means her patterns will disappear and she can finally be herself. Ever since the movie dropped, I've been seeing people make this out as an allegory for many different things. Between self-harm, being neurodivergent, mixed-raced, gay, trans, they all fit. And it's when you watch the entire film that you realize this is kind of Sony's equivalent to Encanto, mainly because of its message on moving on from past trauma. Yeah, I know we're all kind of sick of that message thanks to Disney, but guys, it still really works here, mainly because the girls all have their own issues, yet still feel so identifiable and their bond is so naturally strong. Like you truly believe that, despite their anxieties and their past, they still deeply care about each other like a family and want to protect each other. Yet ironically enough, it's their oath to fight the demons that's keeping Rumi from being honest with them. And the worst part of it is, you can just tell from their bond that if Rumi did tell them the truth, they'd most likely understand and side with her. Oh, but Celine kept on telling her that they wouldn't because demons are evil and ooh, I will get to you. But things come to a head when the demons come up with a plan to steal their fans away.
A demon boy band?
Hello, Daddy.
But before we get into those shiny deets, I have just one question to ask you. What sounds scarier to you? Having your soul be taken by demons, or having all your information be stolen on the internet? I mean, some people might say the first one, and frankly, they'd be wrong. Take it from someone who's been hacked before. It is not a fun experience, which is why I use NordVPN to keep my computer and all my information safe from harm. With hackers becoming more and more like demons by the hour, NordVPN is the service to keep them from everything that rightfully belongs to you. NordVPN works to encrypt your data and protects you from malicious websites using their threat protection programs. You'll be put into a secure server that you can choose from anywhere around the world. Like hunters in the night, they'll protect what's yours. This also gives you the benefit of being able to access better deals and watch things that may be blocked in your country. So, not only are you not losing things, you're getting things too. But if in the end you don't like it, then no worries. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee with no questions asked. So be sure to head to my link in the description and pinned comment. That's nordvpn.com/RaisorBlade so you can get started on protecting your information today. So special thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. So anyway, where were we? So remember when I said that the girls were all funny? Yeah, this movie reaches its peak comedy with the rivalry of Huntrix and the Saja Boys, a demon boy band sent to steal the fans away from Huntrix. And oh my god, it is just so entertaining to watch both groups work off each other the way they do. The movie wisely doesn't make it a twist that they're demons to the girls. If anything, they give it away almost immediately, leading to some great banter and chemistry between the two groups trying so hard to try and one-up the other. Like this game show where the girls get humiliated, or this fan meetup where they all have to sit together to give out autographs. It's great.
I am not sitting with no Saja boy. What's up?
I love the way she said that. Even the Saja Boys themselves are really fun. Sure, they don't have much character outside of Genu, but they still have these fun little quirks that still make them pretty memorable. Like when Mystery starts barking at fans for some reason, or how Abby, yes, he's named after his abs, just draws his abs all the time. I don't know how to explain it. It's just really funny and charming. Like how you don't expect Baby to have the deepest voice out of all the members. And oh my god, can we talk about his rap part in Your Idol already? Oh, nope, sorry. Getting ahead of myself, sorry. Point is, they're all great. I'm gonna remember Mystery or Abs over every side character in both Wish and Moana 2 easily. Even though they're not really characters, they're still fun and leave an impact. It's Genu, on the other hand, that really steals the show. Now, if I have to give this film any criticism, it's that the villain kinda sucks. No, not Genu. Genu's great, but more the big bad himself, Guima, or Guima. I don't know. They say both in the movie, so it's a little confusing. I don't know which one to say. Anyway, Guima, I'm just gonna pick that one, is just kinda serviceable in this role here. He's just a big campfire that wants to eat souls, and that's about it. Not terrible, but just kind of a basic bitch. I will give him credit though, it is cool how he's able to manipulate people into working for him, only to take their souls and force them into servitude. But with that being said, he's still just a fireball that wants to eat souls at the end of the day. He falls into that same category as villains like Jenner, the director from Nimona, that guy from Wolfwalkers. I don't even remember that guy's name, if he even had one at all. Really, villains that are more representative of the theme of the movie rather than an actual character with a personality. And if you've seen my director video, then you know that I think it's possible for villains to represent the message of the film while being a character too. So again, he works, but he's the weakest part of the film for sure. But with all that said, it's his mental hold on Genu that makes him a great character. For starters, Genu is goofy as fuck. I love that he's not just some quiet, brooding bad boy like you'd expect from a character like this. Nah, Genu is goofy as shit, and it just makes him far more memorable as a result.
Have fun. Play games with us. She wants to meet and she's late? Yeah, she's not even my type.
Excuse me? I'm everyone's type.
You can't even show up on time. Teddy bears and choo-choo trains? Really?
Secondly, it's how they don't half-ass his backstory that makes him great. Like, if this movie was made by Disney, then this would be the most stale, weak, by-the-numbers backstory ever, with Genu selling his soul to help his family out of poverty. Like, oh, he's just such a good guy. Yeah, he made a mistake, but it was all to save his family. Isn't that just so sweet? Don't you just love him? Buy a plushie of him now. He'd give his soul for you. Disney would choose that route. They would choose whatever they believe would make the character more sympathetic and therefore more marketable. But that's not the kind of person that Genu is he? In reality, he actually abandoned his family. He sold his soul to Gima, not to save them, but to save himself. His mother and little sister would go on to die on the streets while he fattened himself up and slept on silk sheets. And in the end, his punishment was 400 years of servitude for an honestly pretty forgettable villain who could have been way better. But I made my point about that already. See, it's this kind of writing when you have a character like Genu make such a deplorable decision that actually makes him interesting. Like, you don't expect someone like him to have actually made such a heinous choice. In fact, that opening backstory that I started off with, yeah, that's what he tells Rumi at the beginning. He lies to her because of the guilt and shame that he has over his decision. And it's this shame that leads to him having a pretty damn good redemption arc. Not to mention some great chemistry with Rumi, but more on that later. I just think it's really funny how Disney will keep all their characters nowadays, even the more dubious ones, as squeaky clean as possible because they're afraid people might not like them, when the public reaction to Genu has been overwhelmingly positive. This guy left his family in the street to rot, and people still want to drink his soda pop. Disney, your theory is flawed! But jokes aside, I think what saves Genu from being irredeemable is the fact that, in the end, he wants it. He wants to be redeemed more than anything. He just doesn't believe he can have it. The shame he wears on his skin for what he did is no different than the ones that Rumi has. And this is where it all comes together, with Rumi believing she's a mistake. So, do you guys remember back in Steven Universe where Bismuth created the breaking point and wanted to use it to shatter the diamonds, and Rose Quartz was opposed to this because she didn't want to kill a diamond? You know, because she was a diamond? Yeah, it's just like that, but with K-pop. Imagine your mother being a hunter of demons, and being raised that demons are a scourge that needs to be erased from the earth. Now imagine your mother going against that oath for some reason, and having a baby with a demon. So now you're half of what your entire family has dedicated centuries to destroying. It wouldn't feel great, now would it? It's bad enough you're writing songs about how much demons suck, but you also have to make a living killing demons whenever they show up. Now, for the longest time, it was fairly easy, since most demons truly do want to fuck around and find out in the coolest way possible. But it doesn't change the fact that those patterns that they have, you have as well. And it seems that they're getting worse. Before turning the Han Moon golden, Rumi begins to lose her voice, and the reason for this is simple. The patterns. They're taking their toll on her body. Without her voice, she won't be able to perform. If she can't perform, the Han Moon will never turn golden. If it never turns golden, then she'll remain this way forever. Maybe. Yeah, so remember when I said earlier that Rumi believes that when the Han Moon turns golden, her patterns will disappear and she can be herself? Yeah, they have no idea if that will actually work. It is entirely a gamble whether this even works or not, but Rumi is so desperate for it to be true because she has that much love for her bandmates and only wants to be accepted by them. Why wouldn't Rumi want to go to the bathhouse with her girlfriends? Why shouldn't she want to be able to be herself for both of them and for herself? Well, you can thank Celine for that, which, yeah, let's talk about her now. If there's anything else I can say about this movie in a negative light, which I am running out of, it's that I think Celine should have had a lot more screen time. Considering the whole message of the film is about deconstructing generational prejudices, maybe have the prejudicial person who helped instigate Rumi's inner conflict be more actively involved in the story. Like, that scene where Rumi calls her out for the way she raised her is great, but it also kinda comes out of nowhere. Celine is supposed to be this movie's abuela, only she's in the movie for like 5 minutes, compared to Abuela from Encanto, who was prominent throughout the entire movie and was made clear to the audience that she was the problem. With the only major difference between these two, outside of how much screen time they got, is that while one acknowledges their mistakes and vows to become better for their family, Celine chooses to double down and give in to her fear, opting to try and continue hiding what Rumi is. When Rumi says, "Why couldn't you love me? All of me?" that line drops like a bomb, and it's great. Again, I've seen people make this out as an allegory for being mixed-raced, autistic, trans, gay, etc. And yeah, you can see what they're talking about. I also do like that Celine is never seen again after this. Any other movie would have probably had her apologize at the very end and her and Rumi would make up in some bullshit way. But no, the movie actually gives Rumi the choice to cut the cord, and she chooses to. Because it's very clear to her now that Celine did not truly love her. Rather, Celine saw Rumi as a burden and a promise to her dead mother. To Celine, turning Rumi into a hunter was an act of courtesy to someone that she cared about. Yet if it was anyone else's kid, I doubt she would have even thought twice about it. Celine had proven she was no good for Rumi. Because of her prejudices, Rumi grew to hate that half of herself. Her patterns, her powers, it also became a burden that she hated. And for the longest time, she directed that hate towards the very demons that she couldn't admit that she was like. But then she meets Jinu, who explains to her that it's shame that makes a demon what they are. It's through her dates with Jinu that she begins to learn that maybe demons aren't so black and white. That maybe in some cases, maybe they were people once. And if she can save Jinu and protect him, maybe there's a chance she can be safe too. But after being seen by the others and realizing the truth, she learns that these patterns aren't going away. Even if the Hun Moon had turned golden, she would still be half demon. Her patterns would still show, her shame more powerful than ever. And if a Hun Moon powered by fear and shame is what they've been protecting all these years, then it's a good thing it's being destroyed. Which leads me to finally talk about the music. Holy shit, is this album fire!
Nothing but the truth now.
Yeah, I don't think you need me to talk about how good the music is in this movie, because let's face it, everyone knows it. I haven't seen a soundtrack for an animated movie pop off this much since Encanto did 4 years ago. This is the love that Disney wanted both Wish and Moana 2 to have. It's no secret they've lost the sauce. Even Lin can't say them at this point. Ever since this movie came out, I've seen tons of videos on TikTok and Instagram of people imitating the choreography, doing vocal covers, and just embracing the soundtrack as a whole. I found a video of a DJ who played Golden at the club he was working at, and the entire audience knew it. The movie isn't even a month old yet at the time of me recording this, yet the soundtrack has resonated this much. It's funny how the movie was able to predict the social media that this movie would generate because, well, yeah, it is catchy, but outside of the music just being insanely good, again, this is coming from someone who isn't a fan of K-pop, I think it's because the music, like a proper musical does, is instrumental to the story and themes. You know, kind of like how Encanto was. There is neither a bad nor pointless track in this entire movie. How it's done is a great opener that showcases what the girls do for a living and how they look damn good doing it. Golden is low-key this movie's theme song, as it perfectly represents the struggles that the girls, and especially Rumi, have to deal with when it comes to demons, the patterns, and just being themselves. Soda Pop, as my friend described it, is a satire song of K-pop music. I know I just said there's no pointless tracks, but Soda Pop seems intentionally pointless. Like, it literally only exists to get people to fall in love with the Saja Boys, and that's it. So, yeah, it is a bit of an oxymoron there, but at least it had the decency to be catchy at the end of the day. Takedown goes hard. I love it. I also love how it's the song that really starts to get Rumi to think twice about who she is. It makes it so that the conflict between her and the other girls feels more believable, as it doesn't seem that out of nowhere for her to sing, and yet because it's throwing her off so badly, it leads to both Mira and Zoe to start questioning her more. Also, that train fight? Holy shit, I thought Invincible had a great watch as many people die in a train scene. Which, by the way, I also love how there's actual death in this movie. When the big baddie is defeated, the souls that were taken aren't just magically released or whatever. No, they're gone. That girl who was all of us and shipped Rumi and Gino together, yeah, she's fucking dead. That entire train full of people all died, and there's no bringing them back, which heightens the stakes in drama so much more than if they could have just been saved. Like, there's actual consequences for Rumi holding back the way she has been. Like, she gets what's at stake, but she also believes that something's changing. Something inside of her. Which leads us to Free. Seriously, after making multiple videos demanding that Disney bring back romance into their movies, let me just say how funny it is that Sony ended up giving me that romance instead. Oh my god, are Rumi and Ginu so fucking cute together? I love them. It's such a fun take on the enemies turn lovers trope, and despite not meeting that many times, the times where they do meet up and get to know each other, you truly begin to believe they bonded in a powerful way. Again, it's kind of like what Disney used to do with their romances. The characters can hang out for like 3 days, and apparently that's true love. So for these two who have been meeting up for what is hinted at weeks passing by, oh yeah, they got it bad for each other, and the movie is blatant about it. Free is the love song that at all cost wanted to be. It's simple, it's sweet, the lyrics are so good, it's unflinchingly romantic, but it's also the first time we get to see Rumi finally relax and embrace a part of herself she never could. To let the pattern show, and let the past be the past till it's weightless. It's also the first time Ginu begins to believe that he's worthy of redemption too. That maybe he can be more than just his past mistakes. That he can be more than just a demon. Oh, but Gima, you son of a bitch, you just had to remind him of his past. Which leads to these two falling out, Rumi having a mental breakdown, and then we get Your Idol. Oh my god, this song is so fucking good it should be illegal. This is the best song in the entire movie, and I will meet you at the local Waffle House if you disagree. This song goes so hard, and it doesn't even have to. Like, at this point in the story, they can cut the shit. They already have the entire city in the arena in a trance, and they can just start eating the souls right away. But no. Instead, they chose to give us one of the hardest villain songs I've heard in years. But what makes it even more insane is the fact that when you listen to some of the lyrics like, I'm the only one who will love your sins, dude, that's just Gino proclaiming his love for Rumi, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I mean, for crying out loud, he's wearing the bracelet she gave him. They fused the villain song with a love confession. While the other Soulja Boys are bragging about how they won, Ginu is singing about what he's lost. It's so fucking peak, dude. My only complaint here, they didn't use the full song, which has even more lyrics that reflect that. Don't let it show, keep it all inside. The pain and the shame, keep it out of sight. That's Ginu giving up on himself. Fuck you! This song has no right to be this good. And yet, it's followed up by another song that's almost just as good. What It Sounds Like. Okay. If you told me this was your favorite song in the movie, I would completely understand. I mean, holy hell, what a fantastic finale. Rumi coming out with the truth about what she is, her friends hearing her and snapping out of the trance, realizing their mistake and shunning their friend and choosing to side with her. The song we couldn't write, This Is What It Sounds Like. Oh my god, that's so good. And Gino, oh my god, fuck you, movie, really? After all of that, Gino has a heroic sacrifice. He finally learned that he can be redeemed, and his redemption involves him dying? The least you could have done is have him and Rumi share a kiss before he left? Fuck you! But yeah, peak song, peak finale, and of course, it all ends with the girls finally going to the bathhouse together. While a part of me does wish their reconciliation was taken a bit more seriously, at the same time, given the song we just heard, this sappy little comedic moment of them crying also feels really genuine to their character, so it's okay. Call it a nitpick in an otherwise gigantic pile of peak cinema. The fact that Rumi keeps her patterns and now wears them on display is such a great touch. How she's learned to accept that part of herself, leave the past behind to where it's weightless, and move on to the next chapter. God, what a wonderful movie. Sure, there are things that could have been improved upon maybe, like maybe Mira and Zoe's backstories could have been fleshed out more. Like I said earlier, the villain Gima is kind of weak, and Celine definitely should have got more screen time considering that she's the catalyst of Rumi's issues. But other than that, what else is there to say that you probably don't know already? This movie is amazing. It has insane animation, great characters, wonderful songs. That alone would sell the movie, but no. This movie decided it needed to be more, and I am so thankful for that. Seriously, if it wasn't for Ne Zha 2, this would be my pick for Best Animated Feature. But knowing the Oscars and how unpredictable they've gotten with this award in recent years, for all I know, this will win the award, and Ne Zha 2 won't even be nominated because apparently being from China is a bad thing. I hope to God I'm wrong about that. But if it does happen and this movie wins, I will totally be down for it. This movie deserves it. It deserves all of the love and praise that it's been getting in such a short time. Again, why wasn't this released in theaters? Well, considering there's talks about a sequel or even a TV series in the future already, maybe a theatrical release can happen for that. I think Sony is starting to realize all too late what they had on their hands, and they'd be fools not to capitalize on this movie's success in some way. Be it more movies, a TV series, or at the very least, more music in the same vein as KDA. Just have Huntrix make more music and become the new Gorillaz or something, I don't know. And given how this movie ended with the Han Moon not being golden, oh yeah, there's definitely room to expand upon this universe in some way, shape, or form. And I will be seated for what comes next. So long as they bring Genu back. We need this! Other than that, yeah. Love the movie. So, how to end this video? Big Will should have been the villain of Robots.
Maybe I'm weak, but it took half a year to get over you, over you. Or maybe I'm good at pretending that I moved on. I know that we got a lot of the same friends, and soon enough there come a weekend when we just not bring it up. Yeah, maybe I'm weak, but it's taking too long to get over.